Hello, I am back. Sorry for the interruption. So I was about to go to see if there's anything going on at Malia Getty's. Or no. I got the police badge. Yeah, I got the police badge from Mostly, and I am now going to go to Malia Getty's. And use the police badge to try to go and see her.
May I help you? I'd like to see Malia Getty, please. I'm sorry, but unless you have an appointment or official business. I do have official business. Really?
He sounds so
Please
aggressive.
tell me the nature of your business.
Alright.
My name is Detective Mosley. I'm here on police business. Really? How interesting. Wait here. I'll inform Miss Getty. Miss Getty will see you. Right this way. Miss Getty will be down shortly. Thank you.
Good old Gabriel. Impersonating an officer. It's one of the many wacky adventures of Gabriel Knight.
What can I do for you, Detective?
Let's have a chat.
Mind if I ask you a few questions, Miss Getty?
I assume that's what you're here for, Detective.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Voodoo? Why would you want to know about that, Detective? It's rather silly, isn't it?
There's nothing silly about the voodoo murders.
But that voodoo is faked. That's what I've read in the papers.
That's what the papers say, all right.
But you're not convinced?
No, frankly, I'm not. The police department isn't known for its imagination.
Oh. Well, I can see that your imagination is considerable.
Are you sure you can't tell me anything about voodoo?
I really don't know much about it. Isn't there some place in town that you can find out about that sort of thing? A museum or something?
I believe there is a museum.
Then maybe you should check there.
Alright. What Wizard says hoodoo? No, What Wizard? Not hoodoo, voodoo. Hoodoo is a completely different thing, as we learned at the museum earlier.
Can you tell me anything about what happened out at the lake?
I wish I could, but I've never seen or heard anything unusual at the lake, and I do spend quite a bit of time out there.
Can you tell me anything about what happened out at the lake?
I wish I could, but I've never seen...
I'll flirt with you.
Excuse me, but your eyes are really distracting. I don't think I've ever seen a color quite like that brownish gold. It's so deep and rich.
Gabriel, he
Man,
sounds
if I could
so
put it
creepy.
back, I'd make a fortune.
Thank you, Detective. That's an interesting observation, though probably not relevant to your case.
A good detective never knows what might be relevant, Miss Getty.
Then you must be truly exceptional at your job. I think this has gone on long enough. You're not really a detective, are you?
Who, me? Well, I am on this case, Miss Getty.
I saw you at the lake yesterday. I thought you must be with the police since you were there, but you don't act like a police officer. Besides, I'm rather certain that the other man said his name was Mosley.
All right, you caught me. I'm not with the police. My name is Gabriel Knight. I'm a writer working with Detective Mosley on a book.
Well, Mr. Knight, now that we've established who you are, perhaps you can tell me the real reason you're here.
Well, I am researching the book, and I thought you might have seen or heard something at the lake.
I don't like liars, Mr. Knight.
Okay, you're right. I really just wanted to see you again. You can be mad at me if you want, but I swear I've never done anything like this before.
Mr. Knight, you've lied about your identity and wasted my time with meaningless questions. If it weren't vaguely flattering, I'd really be angry. You're lucky I don't call the real police. I think you should go, Mr. Knight.
Malia, wait. If you just give me a chance.
I've wasted enough time. I'll have Robert show you out.
Well, that didn't go so well.
Robert? Show Mr. Knight out, please.
I most certainly will.
Ew.
Thank you very much. I love.
Alright. So what else is there to do now that I've talked to Molly Getty? Okay, I guess I could go to the guy at the Voodoo Museum did say something about the cemetery, so maybe I can ask the caretaker there about what was her name? The voodoo woman, the historical voodoo woman that is famous in New Orleans for doing cool voodoo stuff. Because I think her
Hello
tomb
there,
is around
Garcia?
here somewhere.
Yeah? What can I do for you?
Mind if I pick your brain a minute?
Go ahead. These folks ain't in no hurry.
Alright. So, Marie Laveau.
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
Sure. She was the voodoo queen of New Orleans. A powerful voodooine and a powerful sorceress. Believers still come to her tomb, you know. They write secret marks on the walls, leaving offerings in there. Then there's the tourists. They come out of curiosity. As a matter of fact, that big Dr. John fella from the Voodoo Museum, he's here at least once today. But Marie Laveau's tomb ain't the only one the believers visit and make markings and leave offerings at.
What else can you tell me about Marie Laveau?
Her tomb's on all our tombs. Even the Baptists come round here to go.
Ah, even the
Plus,
Baptists.
You may not know this, but some of the real serious voodoo types argue that she ain't in this one at all, but down in an unmarked tomb in number 3. It's all the same to me, I say. Save me a lot of cleanup work if she weren't here, if you ask me.
What else can you tell me?
Boy, go out and buy a book if you really want to know. I ain't too sure my facts these days nohow.
Alright. Other marked tombs.
You said there were other marked tombs?
Yep. I seen bull hearts left on tombs and a nest of vulture feathers, plates of peas and corn green, animal parts, human parts even, it looked like. Male parts, if you get my meaning. And this at one of the great family crypts, mind you. Odd how them types just pick a spot and stick to it.
Right?
What other tombs get marked? Can you show me?
No, I ain't one for naming names. I don't like to encourage that kind of thing. It's distressing to the families, and rightly so. Don't know how that sort of thing gets started. Why folks come to start leaving stuff at that one spot. But it happens all the same.
What other tombs get marked? Can you show me?
No, I ain't.
Alright.
Don't know how.
St. Louis Cemetery number 1?
Tell me something about St. Louis Cemetery number 1.
Just look around. You get the feel of the place.
Alright. Ask you anything else? I don't think so. Well, maybe I can find some other marked tombs. It's the right tomb. Ah, the Getty family tomb.
The imposing tomb is elaborately labeled Getty. The doors are heavy and shut tight.
Alright. Oh man, I haven't saved my game in a while. Should do that. What is this thing? There's a slab of some kind here.
There's a small marble plate.
Right. Can I do anything with the small marble plate?
The plate is locked in position. There's a keyhole on the plate, but Gabriel can't operate that without a key.
Okay. So I think this is the end of the line, right? No other tombs
To the east, there is only the back wall.
Okay. And what's this?
This old tomb has a sword carved into the stone.
Alright. Not gonna give me any information about that. The right family tomb. Oh, is this a marking here? Or is it just like some...
The Wright family tomb. Several of Gabriel and Grant's family members are laid to rest here.
Alright. Right, you say, not night.
This is the tomb of Marie Laveau, Voodoo Queen of New Orleans. Odd-looking marks adorn the Laveau tomb wall.
I already got these, right? I think I did, but I'll just make sure.
Gabriel already...
Alright. Okay. Well, I think that's everything I can do over here. So maybe I can visit, the museum curator told me about this woman named Moonbeam, who's supposedly a voodoo specialist. So maybe I should go visit her now.
Welcome, Seeker. You must be the one Dr. John called me about.
I guess so. My name is...
Wait? Gabriel Knight?
You're too quick for me.
Okay.
Actually, Dr. John told me. You have come to the right place, Mr. Knight. Tell me how I can help.
Okay. Guess I'll ask you some questions.
Could I ask you a few questions?
Of course, Seeker.
Voodoo.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
My practice is mainly selling charms and potions with magic power, such as gree-gree and voodoo oils. You know, everything from unrequited love to wandering spouses to winning a lawsuit. But my spells and charms are powerful, and they work.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Much of a voodoo yen's work is protecting her clients from the spell of others.
Ah.
I make special protective gree-gree to be worn in secret. They keep evil spells from working against my clients.
So you might say it's something like a vicious cycle of voodoo.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
The recipes for voodoo charms have been handed down from master to apprentice for centuries.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
I have told you all it is proper for you to know, Monsieur Knight.
Alright. Can you tell me anything about the murders?
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Why, that has nothing to do with me and my clientele. But I can tell you that you should stay as far from it as possible. There is badness there. Very bad.
So you don't think the voodoo aspects of the case are fake?
Fake? Let me tell you about fake. If I get information through the grapevine and make use of it, is that fake? No. That is part of a voodoo yen's power. If people don't believe, there is not much I can do. But if they do believe, that is a part of my power too. But there are things, monsieur, things not even a little bit fake, I can tell you. Believe it or not, but stay away from it.
Huh. Alright.
What do you mean? Do you know something about the case?
I work hard on fine-tuning my spiritual antenna, Monsieur Knight. And I get a clear signal from that direction. Beware.
What do you mean?
I work...
Okay. On a happier note, New Orleans.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
New Orleans is the center of voodoo practice in the United States.
What can you tell me about...
It is a fascinating city with many dark secrets.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
It is my favorite place in the world.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
It is my favorite...
Alright. Can you tell me anything about snakes?
Do you know anything about snakes?
Snakes? You mean like my beloved Grimwald? She's a python, you know. Quite deadly in the wrong hands. I was trained by one of the great voodoo queens to learn how to hypnotize and handle snakes.
Tell me more about snakes.
Oh, I wouldn't want to give away my trade secrets.
Right. St. John's Eve.
What's the significance of St.
What's-
John's Eve?
St. John's Eve? It is the greatest night of the voodoo year. There is always a traditional conclave on St. John's Eve. Most of our voodoo churches these days hold functions in the church hall. But in the old days, they had ceremonies out in the wild, and they wore animal masks and had a huge bonfire and dancing. I used to go when I was an apprentice. Sometimes in the swamp, you know. Bayou St. John. Sometimes at the lake, Lake Pontchartrain.
Alright.
What's the significance of St. John's Eve?
Special ceremonies are performed, and the lower come to ride the faithful.
What's the significance of St. John's Eve?
There is no night more powerful to voodoo magic.
What's the significance of St. John's Eve?
There is no...
Okay.
Do you have any idea what Gabriel Saint-Gar means?
No. No, I don't.
Do you have any idea?
Okay.
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
Oh, yes. She was the first of the great voodoo queens.
Do you know anything about
She ruled voodoo in New Orleans for 100 years, they say.
Do you know anything about...
I'm sure a historian could help you with that, if you want to know more.
Alright. Animal masks.
Tell me about the animal masks.
I saw them used once or twice when I was younger, but you don't see them much anymore. They are too close.
Too close to what?
Just bad karma.
Tell me about the animal masks.
I don't know what else to say about that.
Okay.
Have you ever heard the word Schottenjäger?
I don't know anything about that.
Tell me about yourself.
Yes? What would you like to hear?
How'd you get into this business?
How'd you get into this business?
I trained in the
Business.
voodoo arts for many years with the great Queen Tabitha.
The great Queen Latifah.
Really? Who's she?
You have never heard of her? For shame! I can see you know little of the world of magic.
I'm beginning
I
to get
guess
that
not.
impression, yes. What kind of people come to see you?
Seekers after the truth, such as yourself.
Do you do anything else?
I am a voodoo yen, and that is plenty. It takes much spiritual effort.
Ah,
How many voodoo yens are there?
No one knows exactly. Many practice in secret. There are probably hundreds. But of course the level and the power of the voodoo yens differ greatly, depending on their training and natural gifts.
Tell me anything at all.
I haven't always lived in New Orleans. I came here from Kansas as a young woman.
Tell me anything at all.
I began studying voodoo more than 20 years ago. I am well versed in the magical art.
Tell me anything at all.
Many non-believers come to me. They are usually believers when they leave.
you don't say.
Tell me anything at all.
Dr. John sends me many seekers such as yourself.
Tell me anything at all.
I am happy here with my clientele and my snake.
Tell me anything at all.
I haven't always lived in New
Alright.
I can't think of anything.
Very well.
So, Grimwald. Tell me about Grimwald.
About Grimwald.
What about her?
Where'd you get Grimwald?
Grimwald the
Belonged
snake.
to a traveling reptile show. She was being terribly mistreated, so I offered to buy her.
That
She's
is kinda
named
sad.
after a spirit guide I had once. The spirit Grimwald was a very powerful female snake priestess in Egyptian times.
Grimwald doesn't sound Egyptian.
I only know what the spirits tell me. Monsieur, I am sure they know better than we.
How'd you learn to handle Grimwald?
I told you a great voodoo queen taught me. She learned from Marie Laveau herself.
Ah, you don't
Oh.
say.
Fascinating. Would you consider giving me one of Grimwald's scales?
No, I couldn't do that. You might do some gree-gree of your own, no? One must be very careful with such things. Hair clippings, nail parings, and snake scale.
Ah, okay.
How about showing me how you handle Grimwald?
Really? You would like to see me dance, perhaps?
That would be swell.
I won't make you wait, Monsieur Knight.
Alright, so maybe when she's dancing I can get a scale from Grimwald's
No matter
cage.
what you see, do not be frightened.
I'll give it my best shot.
There's some smooth moves there, I guess.
Gabriel grabs the shed snake skin while Magenta is otherwise occupied.
Cool. I now have the snake scale. Well, can't say I'm frightened by what I
There.
saw.
Truly inspiring, isn't it?
That's certainly one word for it.
Alright.
Could I ask you a few...
Certain. What about her?
Tell me anything at all.
You have to be careful when handling a snake. They're more delicate than they look.
I'll bet. Tell me anything at all.
Many people are afraid of snakes. Isn't that silly?
Totally.
Not really.
Tell me anything at all.
Snakes shed their skins from time to time. You have to be especially careful of them when they're shedding.
I'll keep it in mind.
Good to know.
Tell me anything at all.
Grimwald is very responsive to vibration. She doesn't recognize her name, but if I stomp 3 times, she looks right at me.
Tell me anything at all.
You have to be careful when handling a snake.
Alright.
Bet. Nothing.
All right.
Okay. Gree.
Give me an example of a gris-gris.
All right. Here's an old one. Take a lodestone and some brimstone to a crossroads at midnight. Light the brimstone with a match, and a spirit will come and give you advice in gambling.
Ah. Fascinating.
Give me an example of a gris-gris.
Here's an old hoodoo Dr. Gree. Place a dime under your client's tongue, and if the client is under a spell of any kind, the dime will turn black.
You don't say.
Give me an example of a gris-gris.
To send someone away, take a rotten egg and write that person's name on it 9 times. You can also write on it where you want to send that person to. Take it and throw it against his door at midnight.
It's a little unsettling.
Give me an example of a gris-gris.
Here's a nasty one. To kill someone, get a
Ah,
sign
good. I'm glad you're
and
telling
shoot
me
it
this.
belongs to that person. Put graveyard dirt in it and bury it under their front steps.
Does that work?
I don't know. I never tried it.
Give me an example of a gris-gris.
To ensure the safety of your child, cut a lock of its hair while it is still a baby and keep it with you. The child must have all its hair before it can die.
These are interesting.
They're very old. The gree that I prepare is much more powerful, I can assure you. But don't give out
More
those.
powerful than killing a person, you say?
Give me an example.
All right.
Okay. Cool. Well, Ms. Moonbeam, I'm out of here. See ya.
Well, I guess I'll be gone now.
Do what you will, if it harm none.
Count on it.
Okay. I'm gonna head over to... Where have I not gone today? I haven't gone to Napoleon House. I haven't gone to Overlook. I can go over to the Dixieland drugstore, maybe?
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Bonjour, Monsieur Walker.
Oh, bienvenue, Madame Cosmo. Comment ça va? How you be feeling today?
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Walker, I'm certain someone's buried a slip-knot bag somewhere near my steps. I haven't slept a wink in weeks.
Ah.
Oh, don't that beat all? Well, you're gonna need some easy night candles then.
Do you think that would help? I do hope you're right. I said 3 rosaries this morning for Our Lady's intervention.
Rosaries are good, sure enough. But you burn those candles too, and you're gonna whip any old no-sleep gree, I tell you for sure.
Very well, Mr. Walker. Put them on my account and send them round to my house. Oh, and there's another thing. I didn't catch her at it, but I know Mrs. Lefebvre put stomachache powder in my tea at the last meeting of the Creole Grand Dames. Oh, I've been in misery.
You put 9 pinheads up in a little box, add a pinch of graveyard dust, and put it under her front porch step. That'll turn the trick back on Mrs. Lefebvre, and she'll be the one with the bellyache. I have the pins and the dust. Right
Good.
there if you want them.
If the Blessed Virgin will grant me her protection, I'll be safe from these practitioners of evil.
Oui, madame. Though it don't hurt to be proactive none either. Now does it?
Naturellement, monsieur. Merci beaucoup.
Mais non, madame. It is nothing. Au revoir.
Au revoir, Monsieur Walker.
Good. So what was up with that lady?
Can I ask you just a few more questions?
Whatever, man.
I like this guy.
That customer of yours, the little old lady,
Customer?
the woman I saw in here, Madame Cazeneuve, you called her.
I don't talk about my customers to men who come in off the street.
It's important that I talk to Madame Cazeneuve. You see, I'm doing some research and...
I can't tell you anything about her.
It's important that
I can't tell you.
Alright. Animal masks.
Do you know anything about animal masks?
Like the ones in the voodoo rituals they do for the tourists?
Right.
I used to sell a few as souvenirs. The only one left is Willie Jr. over there. The old crocodile. Well, he's sort of a mascot now, him.
What if I wanted to purchase Willie Jr.?
About Willie Jr., would you be willing to let him go?
Maybe. For $100.
$100? You've got to be kidding.
Me and Willie Jr. are very close now. We part with him for less.
Alright, I need to get myself $100 at some point. What else can I ask you about? Marie Laveau?
Have you ever heard of Marie Laveau?
Marie, she's somebody from the old days. One of those folk tales. Oh, the tourists eat it up, non.
Have you ever heard of...
I don't know much, monsieur. Someone at the Voodoo Museum could tell you all about her.
Alright. I think that's everything. Alright. Cool. Well, I need 100 smackers at some point. Alright, check out the Napoleon House, maybe? Oh hey, maybe I should, take a peek at my scales.
Gabriel magnifies the scale from the lake. The iridescent scale is brilliantly hued with greens and purples.
Alright. How about this other one?
Gabriel magnifies the shed skin from Magenta, Moonbeam's snake. The snake scales are hued brown. They don't match the scale from Lake Pontchartrain.
Okay. Good to know. So, she apparently wasn't there, so far as we know. I guess I'll ask this guy about my new questions, since I think he's the only one in
Could
here
I
I
ask
can
you a
talk
few
to.
questions?
Sure. I'm not too busy at the moment.
Can you tell me about Marie Laveau?
Have you ever heard of Marie Laveau?
Sure. She's kind of the patron saint of voodoo in New Orleans. Don't know too much about her, but tourists sure get off on all that stuff.
Hey man, I guess there are all kinds of weird fetishes out there.
Have you ever heard of Marie Laveau?
There's a voodoo museum in town. They'd know more about it than I do.
Alright. Is anything else? Snakes, animal masks.
Do you know anything about animal masks?
Come Mardi Gras, you see all kinds of masks in here.
Do you know anything about...
Come Mardi...
Alright. I guess that's everything. So, maybe it's time for me to go back to the apartment? I might want to get some research on Madame Cazeneuve. Let's find out where she lives. St. George's Bookshop.
I knew you'd miss me, so I came back.
Oh, joy.
Okay. Madame Cazeneuve.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Could you do some research for me?
Sure. What?
I need you to look up a Madame Cazeneuve.
Madame Cazeneuve? Is she related to the murders the same way your friend, Malia Getty, was?
Grace, Cazeneuve's at least 70.
As if that makes a difference to you.
Oh.
Okay, I'll see what I can find. Anything else?
Can't think of anything.
I can't think of anything.
Okay.
Cool.
It's time to close shop.
So it is. Have a nice night.
End of day 2.
You too. See you tomorrow.
Could it be another nightmare? Or maybe the exact same nightmare. Oh. Was that there before? The snakes coming alive? Drawn to Bacchus' abode, I sought there to conspire, but it was in the city of the dead that I found my heart's desire.
I'm so glad you could join us today. I've got messages when you want them.
Okay.
I also checked out Cazeneuve. There are multiple listings in the white pages. I got the page, but you'll have to figure out the right one.
What Wizard says, day 3, 24 hours
Right,
remain.
thanks.
I don't think it's Majora's Mask, man.
Now, are you gonna tell me what happened yesterday with Malia Getty, or is it just too embarrassing? Don't tell me you actually got to see her.
Are the stars out tonight?
Gabriel, you don't seriously think she's interested? She can have any man in the city. You know, men with bank accounts.
You underestimate the Knight family's tragic poet samurai appeal.
Ah, poet
When Daddy
samurai.
married Mom, she was the hottest catch in town.
I always suspected there was something fishy in your family tree. But seriously, I think you should be careful.
Grace.
I'm serious. I don't know why, but I have a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach about this.
It's called jealousy, my dear. And you're right.
Oh.
You should be jealous of Malia Getty, as should every woman on this planet.
Oh, never mind. I'll just fix these books. Your life is in your own slippery little hands.
Ah,
The
Gabriel.
point is to get it into somebody else's hands. And soon.
Okay.
Hey, kids.
Bruno, how nice.
Gee, a customer.
Of yours? Hardly.
How's the flower business?
Well, better than the used book business, I see.
Rare books.
That explains why I so rarely see anyone in here. Are you going to sell me that wonderful painting of yours today?
How much? I need $100.
How much would you give me for it, Bruno?
Gabriel, don't you dare sell your father's painting.
Stay out of this, Grace.
Stay out of this, Grace.
Ooh, you're serious? You'll let me have it?
Yeah, I'll let you have it, all right. How much for the painting?
Well, I could give you 100. That's all I can let go at the moment, you know. My affairs are so tied up.
Gabriel, $100 for your father's painting?
Grace, let me deal with this.
I need to buy an animal mask, Grace.
Fine, it's yours.
Gabriel!
Here's the 100.
You better take good care of this, Bruno. This is not just another of your hip art pieces, you know.
Really? Well, I fully intend to make the most of its display, though not for your sake, I'm sure. At least in my shop, there'll be a chance of someone actually seeing it.
Ouch.
Believe I actually got it. Just wait until I show Sid.
Ah, there goes a gay stereotype.
I don't believe you!
It's just a painting, Grace. There are things I have to do.
Alright, what Wizard says, I assume the moon is going to crash into New Orleans at the end of this day. Like I said, not Majara's mask. Alright. Well, first of all, I need to read the newspaper, because that's what we do.
Times-Picayune, dated June 20, 1993. Gabriel scans over an uninteresting front page. Under the cultural events section, there's a notice about a lecture on African religions. The lecture is at Tulane University.
Oh,
Gabriel's horoscope.
maybe I
for
should
the
go to
day.
that.
An evil eye is upon you. Change course before it's too late.
That's not ominous. What Wizard says, every game is Majara's Mask. Alright. Fine, I'll grant you that. Okay. Grace, messages.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Do you have messages for me?
Your pal Mosley called. He left a message that they're interrogating a suspect this morning and you might want to be there.
Sounds fun.
Mm-hmm. I bet.
Alright.
Do you have more messages for me?
That man from Germany called again, Wolfgang Ritter. Now he's claiming to be a relative of yours.
Huh.
I took down his number. If you change your mind and want to give him a call back, just ask me for it.
Can I get that phone number for Wolfgang Ritter?
Sure. I'll give it to you when we're done talking.
Okay.
Do you have more messages for me?
I've given everything to
Okay. Marie Laveau. Did you give me the address to the old lady from the drugstore? Probably. Okay.
Here's that phone number.
Thanks.
Alright, I guess maybe I can go use the phone. Gabriel's bedroom is back here. At least that's what he comes out of every morning. Yeah, telephone. Okay. Oh wait, what's the number? Let's see. Grace, you gave me the number, right? Oh, there it is. Let's see.
Wolfgang Ritter's phone number, written in Grace's pretty scrawl.
What is it? Not quite.
The number written on the note is 4909 324 3333.
Man, you're going a mile a minute. Gotta read that a little slower, please. Alright, how's that? 4, 9, 0, 3, 2, 4. Okay.
Gabriel can't think of any way to use that here. Gabriel never has figured out how to operate the memory function on this phone.
How do I send the phone number? Okay, that didn't work. 9, 0, 9, 3, 2, 4.
Guten Tag, Sie haben Schloss Ritter erreicht?
I'm looking for Wolfgang Ritter.
Ja, einen Moment.
Yeah, is this Gabriel on the phone?
This is Gabriel Knight. Why are you calling me, Mr. Ritter?
I have been having premonitions of great danger for you, Gabriel. You must leave New Orleans this very day.
What the hell are you talking about?
It is hard to explain on the phone. I have had feelings about you. It took me a long time to have you tracked down. I had a sense that Heinz had a grandson, but until these dreams started, I did not know if I should contact.
What's happening to the sound? Okay, I guess we can read it. Yes, Heinz is my brother. Come to Schloss Ritter in Rittersburg, West Germany. It is our family home. I will tell you everything when you come. You must come immediately. You are in great danger there. Look, I appreciate the family spirit and all, but frankly, I don't know you from Adam, and I'm not going to fly over to Germany, even if I could afford it. Gabriel, please, if you won't listen, at least let me send you something. It is a journal from one of your ancestors. Promise me you will read it. Well, I'm pretty busy. Please, Gabriel, you are the last of our line. I am too old to carry on. You are our last hope. Please, for your family, read the journal. All right, I'll look at it. Good, now be careful, and come to me as soon as you can. Goodbye. Okay. I'm gonna save and quit and come back in, because it would seem that the sound has crashed. Which is something that seems to happen in this game from time to time. Alright, let's try this again. Gabriel Knight. Okay. Alright, so anything I can pick up in here?
The medicine cabinet contains a few old prescriptions, personal hygiene stuff, and lots of hair products, including some hair gel.
Alright. Can I take any of that stuff?
I'll take this hair gel. You never know when you'll need a touch-up.
Let's see. The letter is...
Okay.
This is the...
Right. So...
Somewhere there's a New Orleans phone book missing one of its C pages.
Oh. I don't remember getting that phone book page, but okay. That might help me find Kazanu. Alright. Kazanu. What was her last name? Or first name? Kazanu A. There are what? 1, 2, 3, 4 Kazanus. 5, 5, 5. All right, I'll just try one of them, and hopefully it's the right one.
Hello?
Hello? I'm calling from the Dixieland drugstore. We have an order for you.
Castro, be quiet.
Castro.
I'm a friend of the owner.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Castro, huh? Well, I did see the phone number for a veterinarian service in those pages, so 5556170. Yeah, Castro. All right, is the name of the dog. So let's try calling the vet. Five, 6, 1, 7.
Cajun Critters Animal Clinic. This is Melissa.
Do you have a Madame Kazanu as a client?
Madame Kazanu? Sure, I know her. She's not here right now, though.
Really? She told me she'd be there. Would you happen to have her address by any chance?
Yes, but I'm not sure I should give it out. Who are you again?
I'm worried about Castro. He's missed 3 dance lessons.
I'm worried about Castro. He's missed 3 dance lessons.
Castro? Her little doggy? Oh, he's so sweet. Well, I guess if you know Castro, it's okay. Her address is 345 Dauphine.
Thanks.
Nice. So I can visit Lady Kazanu now. Okay. So much to do out here today.
I'm going out.
Good luck.
Let's see. Mosley said that he was interviewing a guy, and I need to go visit Madame Kazanu. I need to go buy the animal mask, or the crocodile mask. So yeah, I just got all kinds of stuff to do today. Okay. Oh, and I need to go to the park to pick up the sketch from the artist if he's there yet. All right, so what's closest? Let's go to Jackson Square, I guess. Or no, let's head up the drugstore first and get the crocodile mask. Oh, and I also need to go to Tulane University for that lecture.
Hi.
Okay. Ask you about the croc, or maybe I just pick it up.
To get the mask.
Okay.
Can I ask you just a few more questions?
Whatever, man.
Yeah. I'd like to buy the crocodile mask.
Are you still interested in selling that crocodile mask?
Or you show me $100 and the mask is yours.
Okay. Here's my $100.
I have $100. You still want to sell that crocodile mask?
That's $100, sure enough. The mask, it's yours, sir.
Well, I guess this game does have some similarities with Majora's Mask in this respect, What Wizard?
Here you go. Careful it don't bite you now.
Yeah, thanks.
Right.
Don't you go forgetting your lagniappe. a free bottle of Master Gambling Oil.
The sign said I could get Lady Luck oil instead.
Well, I wasn't thinking a man as young as you would be needing that kind of remedy. But if you're having problems with your...
Oh, that's all right. Believe me, I don't need it. I'll just stick with this. Thanks, anyway.
Of course, it ain't none of my business if you do need it.
I don't need it.
Of course you don't.
Man, I love that guy. He's so cool. Alright,
The sign says, Special Saint Jean Eve, Lagnappe, free bottle.
Okay.
Lagnappe. My French is...
Okay. Alright, so I have my animal mask. So let's head over to Jackson Square. Alright, maybe the artist has the thing for me now.
How's it going today?
What? Oh, it's only you. Man, I have been jumpy all day. That pattern of yours really freaked me out for some reason. There's just something creepy.
You finished it?
Yeah, and you're welcome to it. Here.
Wow, this is great.
Uh-huh. Just don't, like, blow up the planet with it or something, okay?
I didn't mean to upset you.
Oh, forget it. I'm probably just being stupid. Do your thing with it, and good luck.
Cool. So what does it look like?
The reconstructed Veve was done for Gabriel by a technical artist.
Can I get a closer look? Ah, okay. Cool. So what else is going down in Jackson Square?
How's business?
How's business? I have no time for such dull conversation, darling.
Can I ask you any questions?
Could I ask you a few questions, Madame Lorelei?
The only answers I give are given in my reading. I'm sure your palm would be quite interesting.
How about a reading?
The prices are listed on the sign.
They seem a little steep.
Well, I sometimes do my intimate friends for nothing. But I am a businesswoman.
I'm sure you are.
Come on, boys. Hoopla.
Ooh, intimate friends. So can I dance with her?
Madame Lorelei dances only when she's inspired.
Not a bad idea. Ooh, baby, I love the way you move.
Madame Lorelei.
I wasn't quite what I was going for, but okay.
Yep, she wants me.
Thanks, boys.
Alright, let's pick up your thing here.
The veil belonged to the fortune teller. It's covered with shiny, iridescent sequins.
Okay. Magnifying glass?
Gabriel examines the veil with a magnifying glass.
Ooh, is that a scale?
That sequin looks a little strange.
Okay. Tweezers.
Gabriel carefully uses the tweezers to remove the snake scale from the veil.
Is it a match?
Gabriel magnifies the scale from the fortune teller. The iridescent scale is hued olive green. It doesn't seem to match the scale from Lake Pontchartrain.
Alright, well, it's not a match, so worth a try at least.
This is the first page.
So maybe she'll read my fortune now that we're intimate friends.
I think this veil belongs to you.
Huh, my veil. I'm always losing those things. You have no idea. Well, darling, you're such a sweetie to return a lady's delicates, and so handsome as well.
Well,
And since you have such a clear interest in fortune-telling, let me see your hands. They look so strong. Perhaps they will make both our fortunes clear, no?
I wish something would.
Strong. Yes enough, yet so delicate and, flexible.
You don't know the half of it.
Oh, good. I see a mysterious woman in your immediate future.
Ah.
Madame Lorelei winks at Gabriel knowingly.
She is a dangerous one. Dark and beautiful. Ah, I see the road of your life forking. And very soon.
The blood drains from Madame Lorelei's face in an instant. Sweat beads on her upper lip.
Are you okay?
Oh, God. Beware! Beware!
So, I guess this fortune teller is a legit fortune teller.
What is it about me lately?
Well, so long, Madame Lorelei. Just, I'll make sure I don't mention anything to your parents. Because I know they're always trying to get up in Rory's business and everything, and I'll do my best to keep them out of it. Like, you're a fortune teller, I'm sure that Emily wouldn't approve. Alright, so, what to next? I guess I can go to Mosley's office now?
You son of... Give me back my badge. Now, Nathan!
Sure. Thanks for letting me borrow it.
Yeah? Well, you borrowed again in your history. Now, about today. Glad you made it. It'll give you a feel for how I am in action. You know, handling suspects, that sort of thing.
I'm sure it'll be invigorating. Who is this guy, anyway?
Calls himself Crash. He's been an informant for us before, mostly helping us bust small-time pimps and dealers trying to break into the territory. Well, he's been staying invisible during these murders, but we picked him up this morning at Jackson Square. Pushing coke? He knows something. Call it detective's instinct.
Jeez, when did Gabriel Knight become The Wire?
Got it. Alright, Crash. I want to hear about these murders. You been present at the so-called voodoo ritual?
I don't know nothing. I told you.
Come on now, you can tell me. Do you know anyone who's been to these rituals?
Look, I can't say nothing. You gotta let me go, man.
Now, you relax. No one knows you're here. The men who picked you up were plainclothesmen.
Plain clothes, like you could fool them. They know I'm here. They've got ears all over the city. They know everything.
Now, who are they, Crash? Are they the ones doing the murder?
Let me go.
If you're so worried about being detained, start talking. Now, you tell me what I want to hear, and maybe I can get you in the witness protection program. But you have to earn it.
Witness protection? Are you crazy? Don't make me laugh. Jesus, just let me out of here.
Now, come on. Who's behind these murders, Crash? Why are the victims all members of the underworld?
By now they know I'm here. I mean, it's different when I'm supposed to come here. Well, if I can send a message, tell them I didn't say nothing.
Christ, he's frickin' useless. Take him back to detaining, would you, Tony?
Huh. That doesn't seem good.
I tell you, times like this, I'd kill for truth serum and damn the civil rights.
Can I quote you on that?
Huh? Hell no. Damn! We only keep him for 24 hours. Tomorrow morning, I might have to let him go. Sorry it wasn't more exciting. For the book, I mean. Maybe you can punch it up some. You know, what do they call that? Fiction. That's it.
Ah,
it
fiction.
Certainly is. I'll see what I can do.
Alright. Okay, well, I think that's enough for now. Sure, Crash will come into things later.
I'll let you get back to it.
Ciao, baby.
I'm tired. I should probably quit soon. Kind of want to see Madame Cosnu before I quit, though. Okay. Cosnu residence. Alright.
Yes? Who is it?
Hi, I'm doing an article on voodoo, and I heard that you...
I am a good Catholic, young man. Take your evil influence elsewhere.
But I just have a few questions.
I can feel the evil eye. Go away.
Well, that didn't go over so well. Alright, well, maybe I can, glean something useful from Tulane. There's a lecture there today.
It looks like the lecture is just starting. Gabriel decides to record the session.
Voodoo is the tribal religion of Africa, but the name Voodoo is actually a banner heading under which resides an entire body of distinct tribal belief systems. The word voodoo may sound familiar to you. What is known in the States as voodoo is actually an amalgamation of African religious systems, voodoo, and European religions, primarily Catholicism. All of the subcults of African voodoo have certain things in common. The most important is the worship of a pantheon of spirits instead of the single deity that the Christian and Muslim systems had.
The Christian and Muslim systems.
Some relate to specific tasks or places. Some represent important tribal leaders who have died. This spirit worship is what makes voodoo so easily adaptable. With all those spirits, it's no problem to add a few more. Say, for example, the Virgin Mary. At the height of tribal Africa, warfare was common.
Ah, the height of tribal Africa.
And the Loa, important in the conqueror's tribal system, would be adopted readily into the conquered tribe's Loa pantheon. In this way, many of the voodoo cults spread and mingled throughout tribal Africa, enriching the belief system and causing innumerable offshoots. The basis for the voodoo religion seems to be as old as man himself. It has much in common with many early pagan practices: animal totems, sympathetic magic, elemental spirits in the trees, the heavens, the bodies of the sick. Africa is believed by many to be the cradle of the human race. Some of the voodoo Loa may be as old as the Garden of Eden itself.
Garden of Eden.
Explain some of the real power of these primal religions.
Thanks,
No,
Professor.
I said primal, not primitive. There are African Bokors who baffle our scientists with their supernatural powers. Now, let's discuss the elements of voodoo.
Fascinating guy.
In voodoo, the spirits are called the Loa. During a voodoo ceremony, celebrants are possessed by the Loa. And this is called being ridden. The human worshiper is seen as a horse, and the Loa as the divine horseman. A person being ridden by a Loa takes on the characteristics of that spirit and becomes, in effect, merely a vessel for the more powerful entity. Some of the older original Africa Loa include Dambala, the great serpent god; Ezrule, the mistress of love; Babanebo, or Gede, the lord of death; Agwe, the spirit of water; Legba, spirit of the crossroads; and the cruelest and most dangerous, Ogun Badagri, the lord of destruction.
Okay.
I gotta get more sleep, but
Gabriel, you're pretty loud.
Specific Loa can have as much
Who are
or
you
more
talking
power
to,
as the
anyways?
more widely worshipped Loa. For instance, a particular tribe might revere highly the Loa of an ancestor who was a legendary hunter or politician. Voodoo temples are called Houndfors. Their priests, Hungan or Bokors. Their priestesses, Mama Loa. In a voodoo Houndfor, there's a ritual circle marked by a center pole called a poto mitan. The ritual circle is
Man, this is a
prepared
lot of
with
exposition.
Bebe, a pattern of symbols. Each tribe's Bebe is slightly different, consisting of complex symbols that identify their special Loa. During ritual conclaves, initiates dance under the supervision of a Bokor and a Mama Loa, or head priestess. The use of totems or animal masks and markings was not uncommon in the original African
Got
ceremonies.
one of those. Got
Now,
myself
though,
a cool
all
crocodile
but the
mask.
oldest sects have abandoned this practice. Ritual objects used
Ready to go
during
to a
the
voodoo
conclaves
ceremony.
include the ritual gourd or asson,
Oh, the asson.
the ritual knife or kubasa,
that knife gives me the chills.
It's a snake knife.
the ritual whip or fouet cache, and the ritual coffin or seke madule. These items are often optional, called for by the Mama Loa for specific magical rituals. The Mama Loa is the most powerful figure in any voodoo sect. Voodoo is a truly matriarchal system. Even the Bokor knows his power is limited.
Ah.
Mama Loa is the supreme woman. She butterflies. Fireflies.
Butterflies and fireflies.
Firelight, Gabriel? What? I can't see. Gabriel, get in. Can't. It's too small for me. You must get in, Gabriel.
It's not mine. Too small.
Hide, Gabriel. Hide.
No, no, let me out. Help.
Young man, the lecture is over.
Oh my God.
Okay. Cool.
Gabriel scans the bulletin board. Greek night at the Alpha Psi Omega frat house. It looks like it took place sometime last spring.
Okay.
Gabriel there's a notice for a lecture on investigative reporting techniques to be given by octogenarian Pulitzer Prize winner Laura Bo Dorian. Unfortunately, it's weeks away. By that time, Gabriel will have to have learned on his own.
So, Laura Bow and Gabriel Knight apparently take place in the same Sierra multiverse. That's fascinating.
Gabriel scans the bulletin board. Need a ride to LA the last weekend in August.
I wouldn't go there if you paid me.
Gabriel scans the bulletin board. Work out of your home and make up to $2,000 a week in your spare time. Call 555-6789.
I actually called them once. You sell cat food over the phone.
Gabriel scans the bulletin board. Ha! We'll do algebra or biology homework for food.
Well, that's kind of sad. Impoverished student. Alright.
Are you a student? No. My name is Knight. Gabriel Knight.
Well, you have walked into my private office tonight. I hope you have something worthwhile to do here.
I do. I have some questions.
Mind if I pick your brain?
Not if it will get you out of my office.
Ooh, maybe you can tell me what Cabri sans cœur means.
Do you have any idea what Cabri sans cœur means?
Cabri sans cœur? Yes, I do. It's a Haitian term, I believe. It's French, and literally translates as goat without horns.
As in a female goat?
No, as in a human sacrifice. Sacrifices in voodoo are usually of the animal variety. Chickens, wolves, goats. If the gods demand a goat without horns, it means a human being.
Yeah.
What was that translation for cap?
I'm not in the habit of repeat.
Alright.
Tell me about bebés.
If you'd taken notes during my lecture, you wouldn't have to ask.
A little testy, are you?
Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
I'm afraid I can't help you there, Mr. Knight.
Alright, well... How about this, pattern that I have?
Can you tell me anything about this pattern?
Wow. Interesting. Very interesting. Mind if I copy this?
Be my guest.
Great. I'll be right back. Here you go. You know, this is a fascinating baby. You must tell me all about its origin.
Actually, I was hoping you'd tell me. Can you figure out anything about it from the symbols?
Well, some. That's why I wanted a copy. I want to research the design myself. Each of these symbols, baby, a loa, a place. Where did you get this?
Have you heard of the Voodoo murders?
No, you're kidding. Really? Then the voodoo is authentic. The newspapers are wrong. Boy, are they wrong.
You think this Veve is authentic, then?
Authentic? Mr. Knight, that's like asking if the Mona Lisa is a painting. Tell you what, I'll look into these symbols myself and see what I can learn about the sect that made this.
I'll accept it.
I'll give you a call when I have more information. You are associated with the police, aren't you?
Absolutely. But I'm, undercover. You can contact me at the St. George's Bookshop in the quarter.
All right. Now, I'd like to get started on this if you don't mind.
Okay. Cool. I guess we'll have something to talk about tomorrow then.
I'll be going.
Goodbye.
Alright, what Wizard says? That's a nice skeleton you got there. Is that from the, professor? Okay, so, I just thought of a way that I might be able to talk to, Madame Casnu. She's apparently a devout Catholic, and I do have a, priest's uniform that I acquired from...
Alright, but this is private.
Acquired from the cathedral. Okay. Let's see. Am I wearing the collar and everything?
This is the first page of...
Right. Well, Wizard says, yeah, there was that foreground skeleton. And you never purchase anything in an adventure game. That is not true, actually. I purchased an animal mask for $100 earlier. Okay, so I'm dressed as a priest. Maybe now I can talk to Madame Casnu.
Yes? Who is it?
It's Father McLaughlin to see you.
Well, Father, you should be ashamed of yourself being so ill-groomed. I am sure the bishop would never approve. You can just go get a haircut before you come calling on me again. I know my duty, Father, but a priest seeking contributions should take pains to represent the church with respect.
Alright, I guess I'll use some of that gel I picked up earlier on my hair.
The oil would be wasted on me.
Oh, no, it's the gambling oil. I want hair gel. What Wizard says, what an accent. Yep, pretty good accent there, Gabe.
The things I do for my art.
Okay, let's try it again.
Yes? Who is it?
It's Father McLaughlin to see you.
I see you've taken my advice, Father. I didn't mean to be harsh, but the church is the church.
Well, when you're right, you're right.
Exactly. Come in, Father. Please be seated, Father.
Thank you.
Now, what can I do for you?
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions, my child?
Of course not, mon père.
Can you tell me anything about voodoo?
What can you tell me about voodoo?
People think I'm just a foolish old woman, but I know the things they do. My family's been in New Orleans since 1750, so I know more than most. Voodoo people are all over this city, in the shops, everywhere. They'll curse you like that, and most people don't even notice. Spit on your bread at the bakery, take strands of your hair at the store when you try on the clothes. You have to be so careful.
Why do I get the sense that you're
know
just an old
their
racist?
ways, so I can protect myself. I know how to use the magic too, and I can counteract their evil spells.
Alright.
Tell me more about voodoo in New Orleans.
It's just plain evil. It's dangerous to even discuss it.
Tell me more. What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Voodoo murders? Ha! They are nothing new to me, father. They happen all the time. I hardly go out anymore. It's too dangerous in the streets. They can get you anywhere, you know. Even here in this room. But I try not to let them know about me. That's the best way.
Ah.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
They'll hear you.
Ah.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
The only true New Orleanians are of French origin, you know.
Oh, really?
My family were among the original settlers of New Orleans. They came here from France. The Creole society used to be so gay in New Orleans. Now it barely hangs on by its fingernails.
Ah.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
You know, I can stroll the streets of the French Quarter and see in my mind's eye the way it used to be. It was wonderful in the old days.
Was it now?
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
New Orleans isn't what it used to be, I can tell you. There's too few of the real people left.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
New Orleans isn't what it used to be.
Okay. Snakes.
Do you know anything about snakes?
Snakes? They're evil creatures. Did you know that evil people can send them into your dreams? They can. That's why I never sleep.
Ah.
Right, thanks. Do you know anything about...
It would be bad luck to talk about that anymore.
Okay.
What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
St. John's Eve? Mais oui! I used to love the St. John's Eve Mass at Sandwich Cathedral. Of course, it is also a night of great wickedness, worse than All Hallows Eve. They will corrupt anything, Father.
They? They who?
Oh, you know.
Okay.
What can you tell me?
I don't think I should.
Okay. Cabri Sanka.
Do you have any idea what Cabri Sankar means?
Mais oui, I know. I bet you do not, Father, n'est-ce pas?
Goat without horns.
It means goat without horns.
Ah, Father, you surprise me. You do know what it means. You know what they mean by goat without horns, don't you? A human being. That's right. Slit your throat, cut out your heart. Pure evil murder.
Ah. Can you tell me anything about Marie Laveau? I'm gonna guess you're not a fan.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
She was only a front for the real evildoers, Father. And that's the truth about Marie Laveau.
Tell me more.
She was
Okay. Animal masks.
Do you know anything about animal masks?
No, Father. I don't know anything about that.
Do you know anything about Veves?
No, Father.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of a Schattenjäger?
No, Father. I don't know anything about that.
Okay. Human sacrifice.
Do you know anything about human sacrifice here in New Orleans?
Well, my great-grandmother could tell stories. She saw it. People say that sort of thing wasn't done in New Orleans. But the real voodoo queens did it. Oh, yes.
Can you tell me any...
What is there to...
How about these real voodoo queens?
Who were the real voodoo queens?
Well, my great-grandmother told me that Lavaux was just a front, a flamboyant decoy. She distracted authorities from the real voodoo queen of New Orleans. It's been the same one for almost 200 years. She's head of a secret voodoo enfant. That's what they call their temples, you know. It's so secret, most of the voodoo people in the city don't even know about it. The real voodoo queen controlled Lavaux, gave her a little bit of power, and used her like a puppet.
Can you tell me about this voodoo enfant?
Tell me more about this secret voodoo enfant.
I've never seen it. I wouldn't go near it if you paid me. But it's here in Orleans, I guarantee it. I hear the drums at night, oh yes. That's why I am so ill. I tell you, those drums. But we shouldn't talk about it. They'll hear us. It's the devil's work that happens there, I can tell you. I'll show you something. Something secret. You mustn't tell anyone, Father.
I swear on my collar.
Here it is, mon père. A true object of evil if there ever was one.
It radiates something, all right.
It belonged to my great-grandmother. She told my mother that it was a token to gain entrance to the real voodoo ceremonies.
You don't say.
To tell you the truth,
I might
always
need
felt
this.
nervous about having it in the house. You know, evil influence and all.
Oh, I can see how you would, yes.
And yet, I could never part with it. It's been in the family for generations. Would you bless it for me, Father? I feel strange asking such a thing of you, but surely you understand.
Bless this bracelet of a snake, even though its vibes aren't great. Let it do nobody harm when they wear it on their arm.
The best blessings
Voodoo
have rhyming
spirits,
schemes.
go away. Don't come back another day. And now, let us pray.
Oh, maybe I can get a mold of it.
Gabriel has a thought about the clay.
Bless, oh bless this circlet of silver. Take the curse, oh take it, Wilbur.
A lovely blessing, mon père.
Yes, I think it made
Not
a lasting impression.
the most discerning.
Here
are
you go.
Madame Kazan knew.
I feel so much better now.
Alright. Okay. I think that's all probably I have to do here. So, see ya.
Gabriel cannot open the front hall. Gabriel...
Okay.
Well, madame, I must be gone.
Of course, Father. I know how busy you must be tending your flock.
Gabriel. Impersonating a priest, are we?
I'm not going back on the street looking like this.
Impersonating a priest. Impersonating an officer of the law. Okay. So, I do have that lucky oil stuff. So, I have a thought about that. I might use that at Napoleon House. Because remember, there's those two guys playing chess and one of them always loses. So, let's try it out. Okay, I think this is it.
Got a second, Sam? It's about your game.
I don't have a game. That's my problem. Don't you touch those chess pieces while I'm gone, you bastard.
I ain't never needed a cheat yet, you loser.
Thought you might be interested in this gambling oil.
Let me see that. Master Gambling Oil.
What's it for?
Ever wonder why Marcus wins every time?
Don't you ever wonder why Marcus wins every time?
Get out of here. Marcus would never use something like this.
Well, if that's what you want to believe.
This is a powerful voodoo oil.
This is a powerful voodoo oil.
Go on. Really?
This voodoo oil can make a nun get lucky.
This voodoo oil could make a nun get lucky.
Really? You think it really works, huh?
I'd stake my reputation as a novelist on it.
And you say Marcus uses this. That explains a lot. Let me see that bottle. Oh, this looks authentic.
Oh, it is.
If I could really beat that bastard. Stonewall, give me a Pim's cup, would you?
Coming up, Sam.
How much you think I'd have put in here?
Careful. You don't want to overdo it. Too much luck can be dangerous.
What? There's no such thing as too much. Now stand back.
Come on already. I'm ready to checkmate.
We'll see about that, Mr. Schmutty Big Mouth. Checkmate! Checkmate, you bastard!
Son of a bitch.
20 years I've been waiting to say that. Checkmate, checkmate, checkmate!
You are the biggest butthead, Sam.
The biggest butthead? Language, please.
Checkmate!
You can just put this chessboard where the sun don't shine!
Hallelujah! I did it! Yippee!
Nice game.
Nice game. Hell, I was brilliant! Of course, I gotta give some of the credit to that oil of yours. I've been losing to that guy for 20 years. If you ever need a favor, you come to Sam, you hear?
Will do.
Okay. Can I talk to Sam?
Can I ask you some questions now?
Luke, I'd be glad to help you out, but I've been stuck in this bot too long to know much about anything.
So, how do you feel now?
Couldn't be better.
Oh, can you do anything with the mold that I got?
Could you do anything with this?
What is this? A clay mold? Well, I am a jeweler, you know.
Oh, good.
And I owe you one. Would you like me to cast this for you?
If you can.
You got it, pal. Actually, it'll be a pleasure to get my tools out. First time in years. I've been too busy playing that goddamn game. I'll have the bracelet tomorrow. Meet me here.
Great, thanks.
Cool. Alright, not really sure. Should probably go back. Might be able to get some research from Grace and end the day, but if not, I think I'm
Hello,
gonna
beautiful.
be
It's
done
me.
anyways, because it's
Oh,
getting pretty
joy.
late here on my end. Let me talk to her.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Research?
Could you do some research for me?
Sure. What?
I have a pattern I need you to research.
How interesting. What is it?
It's a reconstruction of the tracings they found around the murder victims. The ones done in flour and blood.
Ugh. You shouldn't carry this kind of thing around. Who knows what these symbols mean?
Well, wear your evil banishing gloves if you want. But check it out for me, would you?
I'll see what I can find out. Anything else?
I think that's it.
I can't think of anything.
Okay.
Okay. Well, gosh, is there something else I'm supposed to... I mean, I guess I haven't been to all of the places. Maybe? I don't know. Yeah. Alright. So...
This is the last page of inventory.
Okay.
Do you know anything about this?
I did research for you on that already, Gabriel.
Right, exactly.
You did?
Got a minute, Grace? Do you have messages?
Nope.
Okay. Okay, well... I guess that's probably all I really have the Steam for tonight. So I better save my game. Finish up day 3 next time. Gabriel Knight Part 3. Yeah, so just been taking a deeper dive into Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Fathers. And we should almost be done with day 3. I'm actually kind of surprised that asking... oh gosh, I always forgot her name. Grace. Asking Grace to do the research may have been the last thing to do in the day, but yeah, I'll definitely get everything finished up next time I do this. I'm going to be taking a break from the stream tomorrow evening, but I will be back on Wednesday to play Part 3 of Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Fathers. So I should be able to finish the next couple of days then, maybe days 4 and 5. And we'll see what happens next. So I hope you're enjoying it, and I will see you on Wednesday.